Calling this meeting back to order. We're on item number 8, which concerns the Cousins Community Center. Mr. County Attorney is going to allow us for a motion to lay on the table.
I'm going to try to dictate what I believe the board's consensus is on this subject of the Cousins Community Center. If I get it wrong, give me a chance to correct myself. What I understand is this, that the board would like to enter into a contract with Cousins Community Center to purchase 27.4 acres plus all buildings and improvements for a purchase price of $1,595,000, which represents a write-down by United Bank of a loan balance of approximately $1,800,000. The bank has financing on the property, has financed the acquisition of the property for Cousins Community Center Incorporated. The bank has offered 20-year financing if the board chooses to take advantage of it, and has offered an interest rate of 3.98% with a 5-year balloon, which means that the note would mature at the end of the first 5 years. Interest rate on the next 5 years would be capped at 7.99%. In other words, no matter what the market does, your interest rate on the next 5 years would not be any greater than that. The next 2 5-year periods inside the 20, the board would be subject to market rates, whatever they might be, and the bank's underwriting standards, or the county could elect to secure other financing. The contract to purchase the property would contain 2 important features. Number 1 is that the county would have a reasonable period of time, presumably 45 to 60 days, if that meets with the bank's approval, to have the property appraised, to have an environmental site assessment performed, to have building inspections carried out, and to obtain reports of those inspections, and to study utility consumption at the site. If the board, at the close of the due diligence period, county commissioners would have 2 options. Number 1, go forward with the closing of the purchase of the property, or number 2, it could rent the premises, which would consist of the place where the driver services or driver's licenses are issued, the emergency management agency space, the 911 call center space, the gymnasium, and the athletic fields for 8 years at $11,425 per month. So the board would have an election to make at the end of the due diligence period. And of course there are other details that would need to be worked out inside this purchase agreement, and it would be brought back to you for your approval. But I think if the board is inclined to adopt the motion that I just made or stated, then I think we would immediately begin to carry out the various inspections and reviews and studies so that we didn't delay things by waiting 2 weeks to bring it back to this board at your next meeting. And we would assume that we would, in all likelihood, the board would actually approve the written contract document at this next meeting. Before I go any further, Thomas Kephart, Rob Fowler, Charlie Tuller, Rob, is he here? I'm sorry, I didn't see him. He was obscured by Fleming. Is that agreeable with you? Okay, so that is agreeable with all parties. If it's agreeable with this board.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve what that was stated by the county attorney.
Further discussion? All in favor? Unanimous.
I think that one thing that needs to be said, and I'm not for or against the purchase of Cousins School, I think the board needs to make it clear that two of the concerns that it has is that there has been about $1.5 million of county money spent in the gymnasium there and in the athletic fields, and that there has been money invested in having the 911 center in that location, and that the estimates we have to relocate the 911 center is $500,000 because of the technical requirements of doing that, and also new space for the 911 center is estimated to cost in the neighborhood of $1 million. So there's about $3 million worth of considerations that I heard the board voice that motivated it to put it under contract so it could explore the feasibility of purchasing it and determine what condition it's in. I think it's a mistake not to let the community know what your considerations were in making that decision.
Thank you, Mr. Craig.